issue like this. But I'm going to blame somebody this morning. I'm going to blame Mr. Peter Obi for most of these problems. And Mr. Peter Obi, this attack is from me to you. You do not have control over your parliamentary party. At some point, if you are the candidate of a political party that got over 6 million votes, that have well over how many people in the House of Rep, over 10 to 15 people in the House of Rep, and another number in the Senate, you should be able to call people in your fold, in your parliamentary party to order. A lot of your senators pivot. I know you are going to say, oh, Rufai, this is democracy. I like to give people a free rein. No. But there must be a consensus in your parliamentary party as regards where you want to go. Because we had it on record about some senators that of the Labour Party, which we thought are opposition, that also supported this yesterday.
Have you people seen how Labour Party is bringing bad name for Peter Obi? This is why I told you guys that, the last time I told you that I support that Peter Obi leaves Labour Party, but it should not be SDP, but at least PDP or any other party that is willing to support Peter Obi and go by what he stands for. Okay, look at how this how Rufai now has blamed Peter Obi for what his Labour Party members are doing in the Senate. Yes, when they called for the approval of the state of emergency that was done in Rivers State, they were thinking, since they are the opposition party, that they will now say, no, we do not approve of it. They even supported to say yes. That is what the Rufai is saying, that he expected P2B to tell his people, to tell his members, or to correct them where they are doing wrong. But how will you correct people that it's not you that is paying them? People that are looking out for their own interests and not for the interest of even their core party member. You are supporting the opposition party to declare a state of emergency, knowing fully well what that will mean come next election. You see how these people do not reason. That is why I told you people that I am very, very in support of P2B leaving Labour Party, because look at how it's bringing a bad name to you. Now, Rufai is blaming P2B for not cautioning his party members. Are they supposed to be told what to do? Anyway, guys, let me not talk, because P2B actually replied Rufai, and I'm going to show you the reply at the end of this video. But for now, let us look at the whole Senate meeting, how it went, and how even Labour Party themselves supported the state of emergency. Watch.
The approval in the Senate was after a closed-door session.
Detention preceding Thursday's vote on proclamation of the state of emergency in Rivers State fizzled out in an anticlimax as both chambers of the National Assembly with relative ease approved the proclamation by President Bola Tinubu. Senate emerged from behind closed doors to invoke his power in Section 305, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution, when the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, puts it to voice vote.
Those in support of the declaration of the state of emergency in Rivers say aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it in unanimity.
There was not a single dissenting voice, not even any from any of the minority caucuses. The Senate further mandates President Bola Tinubu to review the state of emergency or even have it terminated, but not earlier than the period of 6 months when the elected representatives, Governor Sim Fubara and the entire members of the State House of Assembly are to be on suspension. The upper legislative chamber then made an appeal to the president to allow it invoke its power in Section 11, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution to enable it set up a joint National Assembly committee to oversight the affairs of the administration in Rivers State. This was as the Senate proposed a committee of eminent citizens to reconcile the warring parties in the state.
It is our hope that this declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State by Mr. President will bring peace and ensure speedy resolution of all the issues that led to the impasse.
The Senate has put its seal to the proclamation of the state of emergency in Rivers State, but quite instructive is the fact that much of what happened took place behind closed doors, and as such was not really clear if the resolution met required constitutional provisions. It was merely put to a voice vote, leaving many to wonder why it was not subjected to physical or electronic voting to ascertain the exact number of senators that voted either in favor or against the proclamation. Earlier, there was a misunderstanding between Akpabio and an opposition lawmaker, Seriake Dixon, when Seriake Dixon raised a point of order on the procedure for the proclamation and calling on the Senate to proceed on closed-door session.
I watched you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you.
The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. The president shall, in a closed session, brief the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency.
Your point of order is upheld.
Thank you.
The face-off was quickly resolved after the Senate leader, Okwemi Bamidele, said he was just about to move the same motion when Seriake interjected with his point of order. When the Senate reopened its doors for the voice vote that sealed the fate of Governor Fubara in Rivers, the senator from Bayelsa West was on his way out of the Senate chamber. Omo Bazwai, Arise News.
All right, so a lot of things that we spoke about yesterday quite played out yesterday in the National Assembly, including the fact that there was a massive call for individual votes as opposed to a voice vote. Nevertheless, the National Assembly went ahead with its votes, and of course, what occurred, as we saw from that report by Omo Bazwai, is that they voted in support, in favor of the president's declaration of a state of emergency. The president has responded now to say, he's grateful for their support. Your take on this, Rufai?
Ayo, we broke the intelligence report that they were going to do a voice vote yesterday here during the show, so we knew what they were going to do. And I would say kudos to the senators that did make their voices heard. I didn't like the way the Senate president tried to target Senator Seriake Dixon. And this morning, Senator Seriake Dixon, you are my hero. You stood your ground. What was the meaning of the Senate president say, you had already gone on TV to say that anything the Senate do, you will not support it. Doesn't the senator have a right to go against the Senate? Why blacklist him like that? So we also thank other senators that were not part of the charade. But I wasn't surprised. You know why? I stated this 2 days ago, that if you believe that this Senate will stand up against President Tinubu, you must think Victor Osimhen is a South African striker. I said it. And I hate to say, told you so. And they did it through voice votes at a critical national issue like this. But I'm going to blame somebody this morning. I'm going to blame Mr. Peter Obi for most of these problems. And Mr. Peter Obi, this attack is from me to you. You do not have control over your parliamentary party. At some point, if you are the candidate of a political party that got over 6 million votes, that have well over how many people in the House of Rep, over 10 to 15 people in the House of Rep, and another number in the Senate, you should be able to call people in your fold, in your parliamentary party to order. A lot of your senators pivoted. I know you are going to say, oh, Rufai, this is democracy, I like to give people a free rein. No. But there must be a consensus in your parliamentary party as regards where you want to go. Because we had it on record about some senators that of the Labour Party, which we thought are opposition, that also supported this yesterday.
So guys, this is Peter Obi's reply. He said, "My dear brothers and sisters, members of the Labour Party in the National Assembly, since your inauguration as distinguished and honourable members of the National Assembly, I have refrained from interfering in your legislative affairs out of respect for your independence to allow you to focus on alleviating the suffering of the Nigerian people.
However, at this critical juncture, following 26 years of a deteriorating democratic process marked by disregard for educational qualifications for electoral positions, massive rigging, and now the unconstitutional removal of elected office holders, I find it necessary to address you. These unconstitutional actions have far-reaching negative implications for our democracy and the will of the people. I urge you to stand as true defenders of justice. Do not participate in or support any action, decision, or vote that compromises the integrity of our democracy, undermines the interests of the people of Rivers State, or contradicts our core values of fairness, equity, and transparency. We must not allow ourselves to become instruments of injustice or contribute to the betrayal of the people's mandate. At this moment, we must prioritize what is right over what is wrong or convenient, remaining steadfast in defending the well-being of the peoples of Rivers State. Together, let us stand firm in our resolve, because a new Nigeria is possible. P.O.
You've seen what it takes for people to have someone that takes accountability, someone that takes criticism, not someone that they will call them out for their wrongdoings. They will just find a way to justify what they did more. See how Peter Obi take the criticism of Rufai and address the Labour Party senators. But I still don't believe that Rufai would have blamed Peter Obi for all of this, because at the end they are looking for their own interest. That is why come 2027, Peter Obi should not come out for presidential election under Labour Party, because that party don't cast. If you ask me, that party has really cast. They have nothing good to offer Peter Obi. Ever since 2023, that this election, it has been from one story to the other. The other time they say one Labour Party person carry money, it just they bring bad name, and they forget to know that all these things that they are doing, it is Peter Obi's image that they are denting. That is why Peter Obi should leave that party for good. So guys, what do you have to say concerning this? Share your opinion in the comment section. Like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you.